Warren Buffett once said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Work until you die? Well, we're definitely not doing that. And that is why I've created Life of Dividends. And this is the MSTY or MSTY Dividend Income Withheld for fiscal year 2025 update and estimated dividend declaration for July 2nd, 2025. Hello there and welcome back to Life of Dividends. Welcome everyone, and especially our new subscribers. Thanks for coming aboard on a long journey. Well, I won't call it a long journey. On a journey to 100% retirement with dividends and a couple other things that I'll explain in coming videos. However, what we want to discuss today is the YieldMax MSTY or MSTY withheld dividend income for fiscal year 2025. Now, what most people know, and if you don't know, MSTY is actually what they call a, let me pull it up here. It is called a regulated investment company. And being a regulated investment company, under one of the requirements, they are required to pay out 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends to maintain their tax advantage status. So, what does that mean? What that means is pretty much every month, the MSTY fund or MSTY fund holds back or withholds income, and it's actually like it's carried forward either as a credit or a debit, depending on the fund's performance. And I thought it is imperatively important to keep track of this so that we know with every passing cycle what is being carried forward as far as debits and credits. Now, keep in mind, this information I am getting from Retire on Dividends, and I believe he's getting that information from YieldMax. So I'm actually going to just simply say this is secondhand information that I'm tracking, and it is an estimated information that we're tracking. This is not 100% correct, direct from YieldMax, but it is an estimate of what we are tracking, so we have some sense of what we can look forward to. So with that, we'll jump right into it. Here is the YieldMax income withheld fiscal year from November 2024 to October 2025. Now, the way I've laid this out, I try to do it as simple as possible to make it for easy reading and understanding. Of course, you've got under MSTY, you have all of the fiscal year months there within the annual fiscal year of 2024 to 2025. Next to that, you've got the income generated per share, which is being reported from Retire on Dividends. This is what I gathered after going through each of the videos that he presents. So again, this is estimated information, and we'll even call it secondhand information, so it is not 100% correct, but it is an estimate. These are the income generated per share per month at the closeout of each cycle, and that's what's here in the green. In the light blue, you have the dividends paid per share. This is what MSTY or MSTY paid out after it declared its dividend. This is what they paid out. Now, here in the yellow, you have the credit debits carried forward. And then in the orange, I have basically broken down the percentage of the dividend that's being paid. So if we kind of jump into where we're at, where we left off, I believe, with the closing out of MSTY's monthly cycle yesterday on Friday, we saw that there was an income generated of approximately and estimatedly 76 cents. Okay, now if you add up all of the income generated since November 2024, you have the fiscal year, you have the total generated income totaling $22.77. Okay, now we go to the blue column here. We'll add up all of the dividends paid, and we can see that's totaling year to date $18.36. Now, if you take the yellow column here, and you'll see some things here that have a negative, and they're in the red. This is where YieldMax and MSTY have paid out more than they have generated. And as you can see there, we've added all that up, and at the bottom you have a credit being carried forward of $3.65. Now, going back to the total income generated for this current fiscal year, $22.77, MSTY, or YieldMax and MSTY and MSTY, are required to pay out 90% of what they generated. So at $22.77, that would currently be $20.49. But as you see here, they have only paid us for this current fiscal year $18.36, which leaves the income withheld from investors of a positive, or a credit of $2.13. Now, when YieldMax and MSTY come out this coming Wednesday, I believe that is July the 2nd, and they make their declaration for whatever they gonna declare on their dividend payments, we will, update this information accordingly as well, and we'll obviously know what we're going to be paid, and then we can see how that's going to be offset from either the credits or the debits, or what have you, depending upon what they declare. Now, so that's, if you want to pause the video and take a look at the information that I put into a Excel spreadsheet, and just kind of gather that information, you can see what I'm talking about. So we are $2.13 less than what they should have paid us out yet. Now keep in mind that we're going into July, and MSTY's fiscal year goes from November 2024 to October 2025. So that leaves us July, August, September, and October for them to pay us out the required 90 cents of their dividend distribution. So right here we've got $2.13 that's a credit to us because it hasn't been paid out yet. Now, moving into the part of where I kind of make an estimation based on what I see here for the declared, or the upcoming declared, income dividend from MSTY or MSTY. I'm looking at where we're at, and seeing the previous payments made, seeing the income that has been generated, and understanding that we have just 4 months for them to get to that 90% required income payout. So with that, I, Life of Dividends, am making my own, no one else's, estimated income dividend declaration for this coming Wednesday, July the 2nd, 2025. I am going to estimate a dividend payment or dividend declaration of $1.10 up to as high as $1.39. Now you will say, okay, LOD, where are you getting this from when we only generated 76 cents of income this past cycle? Well, keep in mind, you've got to keep in mind the credit of $2.13 that we have that has not been paid out. And I'm grabbing my calculator here because I want to take this $2.13. I want to divide that by 4 cycles that we have remaining, and we have an average of 53 cents or 0.532 cents. If you break that down at 53 cents per month to get even. But here's the kicker: we don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 months. We don't know how much income MSTY is going to generate for July, August, September, and October. So if we were just to, on average, take the credit of $2.13, divide that by 4, we have an average of 53 cents. Now, if we take that 53 cents and we apply it to the 76 cents, we actually get $1.29, and I will put that at the midpoint, okay, of my estimate. I will say as low as $1.10, as high as $1.39, and the midpoint being $1.29. Okay, I'm just doing simple math, just trying to keep things simple and not complex. So that let me see here. If we take away from the credit, we said 53 cents, then we will have a remaining credit of $1.60. I think that's fair, and I think that puts them on par and on pace with getting to October and ensuring that they're paying out their 90% required of what they need to pay out for the income dividend. So just something for everybody to look at and keep in mind, and for us to keep track of and see. You know, it's one thing to talk about things, it's something totally different to see it, to see numbers in a presentation. So this is what I've done. Again, this is not coming from YieldMax. These are numbers and data and information that we've tracked from Retire on Dividends, and as well as just looking up what the previous month's income dividends that have been paid. Now, you can consider those, 100% facts, because anybody can look those up. That's public information. But as far as the income generated, this is what Retire on Dividends is tracking, and this is what I'm tracking from him. So this is an estimate of where we are with the income dividends being withheld for fiscal year 2025. And I've already made the estimated dividend declaration and payment for July 2nd. The declaration will be July 2nd, and I think with the 4th of July holiday, the dividend payment won't happen until July the 7th, and that's a Monday. So I hope this is helpful, that everybody can see and understand what it is I'm presenting. I hope it brings some value to you, and we can continue to do this. Well, at least I'm going to continue to track it, because when October comes, I want to make sure that they done paid us all our money. You dig? And everything is lovely, and we're operating on a fair basis, and it's on the up and up. So just something more to keep in mind when managing your own individual income dividend portfolio. But that's what I've got for you today, and would love to listen to your feedback and any suggestions that anyone might have on this. I am not an Excel guru, so I've done this as best I know how. Even had to look up how to do some formulas, but I think it's simple enough to understand where we're at year to date. All right, and next coming up, I know I haven't put out a video in a couple weeks, but the next video is going to be a brand new video that starts off what I'd like to call my 55th year of life on this planet, and moving into my full-on retirement stage of saving for retirement and trying to transition in. It's going to discuss my solid plan over the next 7 years, because I fully want to retire at age 62 and buy a fishing pole, and that's it. No more clocking in, no more clocking out, no more answering anybody or anything. So that video is forthcoming. Please stay tuned. And I want to thank you all for watching Life of Dividends today. Again, I hope this is helpful and educational, and helps you to manage your portfolio even better. All right. Thanks again from Life of Dividends. Y'all take care.